It's Saturday, October 1st, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Hey VC, welcome to the Kirkham Report. I'm TC Kirkham. Thank you for joining me. Got lots of interesting things this week, and we're going to get right into it. Got quite a bit of stuff on out of the box this week, starting with more 45s from Don and Mary. I had some of these. I'm going to divide those into the ones I had and the ones I didn't have. There was quite a bit I didn't have this time. In fact, several labels and artists I've never had in my collection, so I'm happy to add them. Let's start off with the ones I did have in my collection already. These are ones I've either picked up already from them or I already had. Lola Williamson, excuse me, was the original owner of this copy of Donny Osmond's Go Away Little Girl. Don't you love it when they deface labels like that? Midnight Train to Georgia, Gladys Knight and the Pips. I picked that up from them a few months ago, I believe. The label's different, so it's probably a different pressing. I'll have to check. Pointer Sisters, Neutron Dance in the original Planet Company sleeve. We had just been talking about this on one of their shows or on the auctions before they actually had it up for sale. Bob and Doug McKenzie featuring Geddy Lee of Rush and Takeoff. Another Pointer Sisters classic, Jump for My Love. I find this one interesting because it's in an Epic sleeve, but it has the jukebox type card on it too, and it's Capitol Records, so obviously somebody wasn't paying attention. I don't think it was Don. The other guy, Little River Band. Not many people remember Tommy James had a couple of hits in the 1980s. He signed with Millennium Records. This was the biggest of them, 3 Times in Love. Nick Gilder and Hot Child in the City, his only top 40 hit in America. I picked up the album from that from Adam Record Crate a few months ago. Curly Shuffle, Jump in the Saddle, also known as Jump in the Saddle Band. I have a picture sleeve of this in my original collection. Had been talking about that one too. Hot Blooded from Foreigner. This goes way back into the mid-70s. Aretha Franklin and Angel. I have the original of this way back. And a picture sleeve from, I don't know what happened to the front of it here, because it looks like she's got a bullet hole in her head. Olivia Newton-John and Twist of Fate. I think that's probably where the original sticker was stuck or something. Now, those are the ones I already had. Now, the ones I have, this other big pile, are the ones I did not have in my collection on singles. Some of them I had on album, but I don't have the singles. Starting with Billy Idol's Money Money live. Oops, sorry about that. Just bumped the microphone. This is what I have when I don't have enough room to do things, you know. The Turtles and She's My Girl, backed with Chicken Little Was Right on that classic White Whale label. I may have gotten another single of this. I know I bought the album again. I had it years ago, and I turned it in for store credit before I realized how much I really liked it. Lawrence Welk and Calcutta, backed with My Grandfather's Clock. This one I can't read. It's Switch. The label is worn a bit. Ugh. Dawn had trouble reading it too when she was selling it. They'll never be. This is what silver print on purple does by the band Switch. Flip side is you pulled a switch on the original Gordy label. I'm not familiar with TKR records. I've never heard of them before. The Sound of Chicago, Turn Back the Hands of Time, and I Keep Coming Back from Tyrone Davis. I don't know this song by them. And I don't remember it being out as a single, but it must have been originally owned by Jan someone. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Can't Hide Love, and Gratitude. I'm not sure if it comes out from the album Gratitude, so I think that's 80 or 81. Original single had this on an album by her, Dionne Warwick, and the theme from Alfie. And Window Wishing, excuse me, on the back. I Never Said Goodbye and Time After Time from Engelbert Humperdinck. I just like saying that. Engelbert Humperdinck. This label, I want to know if anyone else has seen an RCA label like this. It does not appear to be a promo. There's different songs on both sides. But it doesn't even look like the RCA logo. I mean, it's there. And it's obviously faded. I think it started as one of the tan labels from the mid-70s. The Hughes Corporation, Rock and Soul, and Go to the Poet. Obviously a follow-up to their #1 hit, Rock the Boat. Eric Carmen and I Want to Hear It From Your Lips from the mid-80s on Geffen. I have the album this is on. And Spotlight. I have all of Eric Carmen albums now. Happy about that. A Motown Yesteryear cutout from the look of it, or promo. Heaven Must Have Sent You, and Free Me From My Freedom from Bonnie Pointer. This one got me. I've never heard him perform it, but it's got to be interesting, and it's in really good shape, so I'll be interested in playing it. Proud Mary and Without Love There Is Nothing by the immortal Boots Randolph. Yes, that Boots Randolph. The same Boots Randolph that does Yakety Sax, which is, of course, known for Benny Hill. Capitol Record, Columbia Sleeve. Our Love and La Costa by Natalie Cole. Ooh, you can't see that. It's that's terrible. The camera's not picking that up at all. I have this on the album, but I've never had the single of it. If Not For You and The Biggest Clown from Olivia Newton-John back when Uni was still around before they merged into MCA. Classic here from one of my favorite bands of the 60s, Hermits. Mrs. Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter, and I Gotta Dream On that classic MGM label. I'm not sure if I have this. I don't think I do, so I put it in the don't. But I may have it somewhere. If I do, it's not the original. This is Coven and 110 Soldier, the Legend of Billy Jack, from the movie, the second movie, I think. And the other side is done by, it's just from the soundtrack, I Think You Always Knew, which is the theme from Billy Jack. It's not the same band, so I assume that's orchestral. We'll find out. Daddy's Home and Take Me in Your Arms, Rock Me for a Little While from Jermaine Jackson. Theme from Brian's Song and theme from The Go-Between by Michel Legrand. Didn't even know that was out on a single. That's very cool. Going way back with this one, Dalton Records. I think they went under in the 60s. Perfidia and No Trespassing from The Ventures. I also don't remember Decca being around much past the early 70s. I want to say this song was 71, but I might be wrong. It might be earlier. I Found Someone of My Own by the Free Movement, back with I Can't Convince My Heart. Like I said, I think Decca, Uni, all those, Bang, not Bang. There was another one, all merged into MCA in 1972, I think, so went around. Had this on a back-to-back gold single, but not on this funky Kama Sutra label, and I can't, looks like somebody spirographed the hell out of it. Put Your Hand in the Hand and Tear Down the Fences by Ocean. That's what the label's supposed to look like. It Ain't Me, Babe, and Almost There from the Turtles. Again on the White Whale label. Originally from the collection of Mrs. Marshall Olson of Manistee, Michigan. On Roulette, Honeycomb and the Hearts Were Full of Spring from Jimmy Rogers. That's definitely an OG. People Gotta Be Free and My World from the Rascals. It does not say the album this is off of, so I don't know when this is from. 76, so I'd assume this was a follow-up to Kiss and Say Goodbye. I Kinda Miss You and Gypsy Man from the Manhattans. Excuse me. Robert Palmer and Man Smart, Woman Smarter and Keep in Touch. I've not heard his version of this. I'm not familiar with that song outside of the Karen Carpenter vocal version on Passage, Carpenter's Passage. I know it was a hit for Harry Belafonte in the 50s. Make Me the Woman That You Go Home To. And It's All Over But the Shouting. Early stuff from Gladys Knight and the Pips on the Soul label. I can't tell which one's the A side here. I'm not sure, because the Don Has It This Way, the stickers on the other side, originally belonging to Billy Burke from Vestiva Hills, Alabama. Wow, how did you get that up in Michigan, Don? Why Don't You Stay and Westbound Number 9 from the Flaming Ember on Hot Wax. I only know Honeycomb on Hot Wax. I've never seen anything else by another band on there. UK Records from London. Both Sides of the Story and Beach Baby from First Class. Once again, terrible silver print on blue. And have this on an album, I believe. I may have the single. Find Your Way Back and Modern Times from Jefferson Starship. And for the record, Grunt is distributed by RCA, not Columbia. So, those are the 45s. I also picked up a couple of other things from Dawn and Mary. Picked up a CD. I have to admit, this it looks like somebody lost the booklet and stuff, and they replaced it. I don't know, but the actual CD is the actual CD. But it may be done that way deliberately. Gary Newman from 1989 and The Skin Machine. Not familiar with this album. I like Gary Newman, though, so I figured I'd try that. And I also picked up the DVD of one of my favorite movies from 2010. I didn't know I already had it. I do on Blu-ray. This is Secretariat. So this could end up in a VCLT at some point, but it's a great movie if you've never seen it. One of my favorites from them, and of course, the always awesome Diane Lane is one of the stars, and this movie is just incredible if you've never seen it. So that's my haul from Two Hip Chicks. And let's see here. Stop. Don't fall. I also picked up a couple of things from Adam at Record Crate. Kind of slowed down my buying of albums because I've run out of room. And I'm running out of room for 45s too. But I did want to get these because these were a couple things I've been looking for my collection when he had them on sale. And I said, sure. The first one is the 12-inch single of one of the greatest late 80s, early 90s dance tunes of all time, KLF and Justified and Ancient, featuring the awesome Tammy Wynette. Played that on Obscuria a while back. Love this song. And Cock Robin's second album, After Here Through Midland. I love their first album. I've not heard anything off the second album, so I'm looking forward to hearing this. And Kim went, who? Cock Robin had a minor hit in 1986, 87, called When Your Heart Is Weak. Love the first album. Love Peter Kingsbury's voice. It's just awesome. So I picked those up from Record Crate this last week. I have more on pre-order that's due in the next couple of weeks, so I am sure we'll have plenty more out of the box in the future. A couple weeks ago on Question of the Week, I asked how high is too high for Record Store Day releases when we were looking at the exorbitant prices of some of the Record Store Day Black Friday titles. And I heard from a couple of you and wanted to share that with you. From Steve Carlson, it's all about supply and demand. Demand is greater than supply, so they keep jacking it up. How high is too high, we still don't know. I have yet to look at the list. I have been finding too many other albums lately, so I have to see what I can afford, like that Ever Stops Me, ha ha. Thank you, Steve, for writing in. Feel the Music also chimed in. Hey, TC, first off, I want to give you a great big thank you for the shout out in the video. You're welcome, dude. I will definitely be watching more of your videos. I hope you do. Sometimes life interferes. Yeah, I know that feeling. In response to your question on the price of vinyl, my personal opinion is that vinyl was way too expensive when it first made its resurgence. I have a very hard time paying $20 for an album. I know I'm probably a cheapskate, but I would rather go and rummage through record stores and thrift stores and such to try and find stuff that way that's not quite as expensive. I have bought some new stuff recently that I hope to get a video up soon about those purchases, depending on life. Just a little FYI, my name is Ben and I live in Texas. Once again, thanks for the shout out, and I hope we can chat more in the future. God bless. Ben, thank you for writing. Love your site, and thank you for letting us know what you think of the price interests. Okay, question this week. It's October, and that means it's Halloween season, or as my wife insists, it's the most wonderful time of the year. That whole Scary Ghost Stories line gets her every time. What are some of your favorite Halloween season songs? I need some suggestions for Obscuria. I want to do a couple weeks of spooky themed stuff. And if you've got an idea or can just tell me what your favorite Halloween songs are, please drop me a line, answer the question, and we may see it show up on Obscuria later in October. And that is this week's Question of the Week.
We have an awesome video for you tonight, so I need those thumbs ups and subscribe if you haven't already, because we got 3 awesome boxes of Just Price Vinyl Records. One of them is brand new releases for tomorrow, because tomorrow's a big release Friday for September 30th, and then another one is brand new arrivals. And then on top of that, we've got a used box that's available in store only. We're gonna have so much fun, so you gotta watch this video. Leave me comments and lots of thumbs ups.
What?
Yeah.
How many thumbs ups?
Lots.
Okay.
If you're on YouTube and you buy online from people, you know the people in this video. This is the crew from Spin Me Round Records. They are located at the, let me get this right, the Palmer Park Mall in Easton, Pennsylvania. It's a family owned and operated record store run by the Nagy family. And I'll tell you something, I have had such great luck ordering from them. I've ordered from them a couple of times for Record Store Day, and they get their stuff to me before my local Newbury Comics gets it to me. I love watching their videos. Their videos are up almost daily or every other day with their new releases, questions. They ask questions on their Facebook. They're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. And it is a completely family-run shop, pretty much. It's husband, wife, son, family members, and friends that have turned this store into one of the coolest stores on the planet. I mean, just by looking at the store in the video, you can see how much time and effort they put into making this a success. And obviously, it's done well. They moved from a smaller location into the mall a couple of years ago, and I can't imagine it not doing well. I love watching their Record Store Day coverage because they have all kinds of fun stuff ahead of time. And they just seem to be genuinely fun, kind people who really love servicing the music community. And I can say, as I said, I will vouch for them. I ordered from them on Record Store Day one of the drops in 2021, and I had that in my hand before the end of the following week. I didn't get my shipment from Newbury Comics, whose warehouse is 4 miles from my house, until almost a week later. So, you know, these guys are great at what they do. They do mail order. They do pre-orders, I believe. You'll have to double check that. And a lot of the vinyl community has been there and has shown off the store and talked to people. They are just terrific, and that is why they are a true vinyl champion, and we'll be including them in the current section, obviously, on Record Store Rewind. Spin Me Round Records from Easton, Pennsylvania, is this week's Vinyl Champions. Just a quick update for those of you who might be interested. It is now down to Glasgow and Liverpool as the two sites that are going to host the 2023 Eurovision Song Contest. The other cities have been eliminated, so we will have an announcement in the next couple of weeks as to which one of those cities will hold the big festival next year. And now it's October, which means my coverage of Junior Eurovision is going to start ramping up in a couple of weeks. We have 5 or 6 other kids out of the 14 countries participating. The UK is back in for the first time in 16 years. And we have, I think, 4 or 5 of the kids have been announced. It will be held in Armenia after Armenia won last year's. And it's going to be fun. It'll be in early December. I'll give you the full details on it once we get a full list of performers and songs, and that should be happening by the end of October. And like I said, a real quick contest update. So, a little get personal a little bit here in the back pages. This is one of those new Samsung flip phones. My other phone had started to fall apart. I mean, literally fall apart. Look at this. I just paid it off last month, so of course it's ready to go. So get my new flip phone. I order it from T-Mobile, and it's a very cool phone, and everything was super simple to set up. But I can't get half the apps to work, and I don't know what's wrong. I spent half an hour on the phone with T-Mobile last night checking the signal, because the way that some of these some of the apps are working fine, the internet's working fine, the phone's working fine, the messaging is working fine, everything is working fine except certain apps, and they're all apps that I have to have codes to get into to set them up on this phone, and they can't get the code. I mean, the code's coming, I put it in, and it just sits there. So I've been on tech support with Password Boss, which is my main password manager, and they were watching yesterday when I was trying to put it in. They weren't even seeing the signal, which is why I thought it was actually a problem with the signal. But T-Mobile, did the whole thing last night over the phone and did a diagnostic and said, no, everything's working fine. You're on 5G. It's working beautifully. The 2G backup is fine. Everything else is working fine. So anything I have to submit a password for isn't going through, which is weird because they work fine on the computer. Has anyone else ever experienced this kind of problem? Because I really don't know how to get around it. I thought about going to the local T-Mobile store, and then the people at the T-Mobile website said, no, if we can't fix it, they're not probably going to be able to either. It sounds like it's app-based. There's a problem with some of the apps. Try unloading them and reloading them. Well, Password Boss had me remove, what is that? Uninstall. There we go. My brain's not working this morning. Uninstall Password Boss, restart the phone, and then reinstall it, and they were convinced that would fix it. It didn't. It didn't work. I can't get either one of my IMDb accounts to open up, and those are paid for. I pay for those. I really am at my wit's end. So if anybody has any ideas on how to do this with the new T-Mobile, these are Samsungs, so it's obviously I may have to go to Samsung and see if they can figure it out. If you got any ideas, drop me a line at my email or in the comments. I'm really at wit's end to know how to fix it. I really want to get it going because this phone is wicked cool. I mean, it really is. I love the flip aspect of it, number one. And it has a super bright screen, and everything's moved over here properly that I use, all my apps and stuff. They all transferred with no problem, or seemingly no problem. And I don't know what's wrong. So if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear from you because I really want to get this fixed because I need my phone. I can't live without my phone. I mean, I'm not as addicted to it as my wife, who is always on the phone with her art programs and her games and stuff. I don't do that much on my phone. I just use it for phone stuff and app stuff. But if you got any ideas, drop me a line. That's the back pages for this week. Before we go, I forgot to bring this up. I got this from Dawn Mary too. It was in the box with the 45s. It's a little keychain. And a shoe keychain. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it, but it'll be sitting around somewhere, so you'll see it on there. By the way, post office update. Out of the blue, I got another package that apparently had been lost. I didn't remember it. I totally forgot it because it wasn't something I ordered. It was something I won. It was a little metal bird wind chime that I won during one of Johnny's auctions from Debbie and Max Go Thrifting. And I had won it either the week before or the week of the same show that I purchased those Carpenter's 45s from, Dawn and Mary from. So it just showed up out of the blue. So I still have hope for those Carpenters singles. The last 2 Wednesdays, I've gotten packages that were missing. I got the Sonic last week. I got the Debbie and Max package. Hoping this coming Wednesday will be gold and those Carpenters 45s will show up in my box. We'll see what happens. Over the next few weeks, you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff going on. In addition to the regular shows, which I skipped this week because I had other things going on, we're going to have a few other things starting to roll around here. As I said earlier, we have the Halloween. I want to do 2 weeks of Halloween songs for Obscuria. I need your suggestions, so please write in. I can't guarantee they'll all get on. I can't guarantee they'll all clear, but I will definitely give them a try, and we'll see what I can do. If you don't help, I'll have to come up with some of my own. They'll be weird, because I'm not really that versed on Halloween songs, but, come up with something. We will be doing the next episode of Finding Your Music Mojo will be a week from Monday, October 10th. We will have a very special guest. My pal Katie from Vintage and Vinyl will join Dawn and I as we talk about Katie's 50s music collection. Katie is huge into the 50s doo-wop, and we will be talking about her collection and how she got into it with her, and that is 1 week from Monday. At 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on TKR Video Central. And as for this week, don't forget Daily Obscuria, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And this week I should have regular shows up. I'm not sure. Sometimes I do skip them because I've got real life going on, but should be Influencers on Tuesday, Rank This on Thursday, this show on Saturday, and the Radio Retro Countdown on Sunday, all at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And your local time, wherever you may be, your time slot may vary. And I will have a few other things coming up as well. I'm also working on a few other things that I want to get done, and a few other things I want to show off. So hopefully those will be coming up shortly. I thank all of you who left comments. I haven't had time to answer them this week. It's been busy. I will get to them in the next day or two, and I hope that you continue to watch. People keep telling me, hang in there, our subscriber count's going to go back up. It continues to go further down, but, I don't know. I guess I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I really enjoy what I do, and I'm glad that I have so many people that actually do enjoy it and comment regularly and watch my stuff. That means a lot to me, so thank you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. And please leave a comment on this and all the other shows, because without them, I don't know how I'm doing. I need your input. So please be sure to leave a comment. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. Let me look around the room real quick. Nope, I'm good. All my best and all my prayers go to the people who have hit hard times this week because of Hurricane Ian, and to the families of those who have lost loved ones. That was a hell of a storm. I was watching much of it live, and I know we have a lot of people in the vinyl community, in the vintage and reseller community also, that are all centered in Florida, and I hope you're all okay, and I hope you can pick things up, and it won't be a difficult mess as it was for so many people. Until next time on the Kirkham Report, I'm TC Kirkham. I will see you soon. Ciao, baby.